This film also had the creepiest Santa. And you could,
oh my god,
yes!
We need to find the fourth dimension, and by finding all these tiny little perfect things that happen in our neighborhood or in our town or whatever, we're gonna find the fourth dimension, and we're missing one. I'll pick Andrew Garfield. Peter 3.
Peter 3. I believe I put that on.
Ooh, that comic book filter.
This green ball?
This green tennis ball is Vecna, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're talking about Chippendales the dancers, right? Not Chippendales the chipmunks? Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Ooh. Hello, Cinema Pete.
Hello.
We're probably filming. Yeah, we're filming these episodes out of order. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy to be back.
Welcome back.
It's been so long.
To see you. Welcome back.
It just hasn't been the same. Hasn't been the same.
No.
You know? Oh my goodness.
It's been a hot minute. We had some episodes scheduled earlier this month, but shit happened. Life got in the way, and we had to push it back. So now we're banging a few out, and we're gonna start the year off on a high note, hopefully.
Hells yeah. Hells yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, literally, like, I texted Kendra and was like, hey, ready to record? And she's like, nope, I am sick as a dog. I have no voice. And I was like, damn, I had just barely recovered from my sickness. It was just, wow.
Yeah, it's been wild.
But nothing's going to stop us today.
No, not today.
Nothing. We figured we start off today with an old classic. Our favorites of 2022, our least favorites, and our dark horses of the year.
Woot woot.
Woot 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 woot.
So for anybody who hasn't been a long-time follower of the Cinema Gals, this is something that we have done for many, many moons on our channel. Yeah. So basically what we do is we will just each take turns listing off our favorite movies from the year past. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about some, depending on how many we have and how much time we have. And then we'll talk about the ones we weren't as big of fans of. And then we always find one or two that are like our dark horse of the year, which means the one that surprised us, or either in a good way or a bad way. Just one that just wasn't expected. And it, either pleasantly surprised us, or maybe we went into it with high expectations and it didn't. I don't know. I don't know how we did it. It's been a while.
That's how the dark horse is, baby. You just don't know.
You don't know.
I will say, like, some movies on both my worst and best list are technically some that are from 2021. I'm just counting them because I watched them in 2022.
Ah, okay.
So, for example, I have a lot of Oscar films, so obviously a lot of them were from the year prior. But because we did our huge Oscar kind of binge and watch all the Oscar pictures before the Oscars, I figured I would count them anyway.
Sure, why not?
Anything that we watched in 2020. It doesn't, I mean, obviously we would like them to be films that came out, but like, I don't know. I'm not too fucking picky. I'm like,
nah.
Whatevs. What was my thought?
We can do what we want.
Right? It's our channel, baby. We do what we want.
Hell yeah.
Would you like to go first with your faves of 2022?
Ooh, well, I would love to. All right, so I will list off all of them, and then I will try to do just a quick little blurb of each, just so that we're not like rambling on like crazy.
We're not gonna ramble.
Yeah, well, we'll probably end up eventually, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. How it goes.
Okay, so the ones I had to quickly, I did this while I was sick, so here's hoping that I wasn't in like the middle of a fever dream and like picked something that was like completely out in left field. But I Googled all of the films because I had to remember everything that came out this past year.
Me too.
And so the ones that I picked as my favorites from 2022 were Uncharted, The Batman, The Black Phone,
oh yeah,
Where the Crawdads Sing, Enola Holmes. I'm gonna count. I know the first one came out like a year or so prior, but I'm gonna count both of them because I watched both of them this year. So Enola Holmes 1 and 2, Spirited, obviously, And then I threw in a TV series in there as well, and it was National Treasure: Edge of History.
Oh, we haven't even that's how long we haven't been talking, guys. We haven't even talked about National Treasure.
Yeah, I know. We have to have like a dedicated episode specifically for that.
We will.
Oh yeah. So I won't delve too much into it today.
Right.
But I will say that I was unaware at the time when I started watching the series. I wasn't aware that they were still releasing episodes. I thought they had everything like released already, so I was ready to like binge it all. And then like episode 6 came out, and then it finished, and I was like, "That's it." I was like, "What? Wait, because it didn't say like if there was going to be another episode coming out." So I was like, "That's it? Like, what's happening? Like, what? I'm so confused.
Who's messing with me?
Who's messing with me exactly?" And then I got the notification from Apple TV that there was going to be a new episode coming out. So I was like, "Woo! Okay, cool." So that's why we'll save my thoughts on that for our future episode on that, because there's still more to come with the series. It's not finished yet, so I feel like we'll have a lot more to delve into that.
Absolutely.
And Spirited, we have a whole episode dedicated to that. So if anybody wants to know our thoughts on Spirited, we'll leave a little link somewhere up here that you can go watch it. And yeah, I'd say Uncharted probably would be my top favorite of 2022, just because it's a game that you and I both love and appreciate. And we were both excited to see the movie and see what they would do with it. We were excited to see Tom Holland kind of take on the role and see what he would do with it as well. And I don't know, considering the fact that I personally felt like there wasn't a whole lot of good adventure movies that were coming out other than like, you know, the superhero stuff like that. I was excited to watch kind of like a cool mystery treasure hunter adventure Indiana Jones style movie, and I thought they did a pretty good job with it for this one.
I agree.
Right, and like kind of how we have done in the past with our favorites, where I kind of base it off of movies that I'd want to watch again. And I did end up watching Uncharted, I think 2 or 3 times since I first saw it. So yeah, that's why I'm counting it as like one of my favorites of 2022.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think those are some good picks. I will say I have some of the same ones on there. So I have Uncharted, The Batman, Spirited. I have Enola Holmes 2 as well. And National Treasure: Edge of History, obviously. We'll talk about that later. So I also added, and again, this might be a cheating one, I included Dexter New Blood just because it finished up in 2022.
Yes,
so it's a little bit cheating, but I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I also added Coda, which again, I'm pretty sure came out in 2021, but we watched it for the Oscars, and I love that movie so much. Anytime, like, my friends have been using, like, the, the free Apple, like, you get free Apple Plus.
Yes, yeah.
For, like, 3 months or X amount of time, because they've gotten some new products, and I always recommend for them to watch Coda, and then Ted Lasso. Like, those are the top things I recommend if you happen to have it. What else do I have on here? I included Stranger Things season 5 because I feel I enjoyed it. And I will say there's a couple on the faves list that are like, I enjoyed them, but like, I'll get to them in a second where I wouldn't put them into the hate category, but I enjoyed them. But I wish they were better. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I also included Only Murders in the Building. Also another banger.
I'm on season 2 now.
Hell yeah!
Working my way through it.
They have been sharing behind the scenes photos of season 3. So we knew well, I think you already know this, but Paul Rudd was announced.
Yes.
And I guess Meryl Streep is gonna be in season 3 as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like a banger cast. I am so ready. What's that? Oh, I have Light and Magic, the documentary on Disney Plus, because that blew me away. I was like, that is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Again, I think I talked about it before. If you're a huge film buff, I think you'll really enjoy this.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah, I put Disenchanted on the list, even though it was a 50-50 one for me.
Yeah,
yeah. To me, it wasn't a worst film. I just wish it was a little bit better.
I felt the same way. I feel like I enjoyed it because it was nice to see them back, and I feel like they did good considering like it's been a few years, and you know. Reboots have a reputation of not always being the best.
Right.
But yes, I agree. I feel like maybe they could have done something better, but yeah.
Right, and I think,
Take what
again,
you
I
can.
think it was just nostalgia. I was just
Yeah.
happy to
Oh
see
yeah.
all these people again, playing the characters, But, yeah, so that's why, like, I still put it in my faves, because to me, it wasn't a worst film for me, but I will say I probably gave it an easy pass on that one,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine, you know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, yeah, and again, I put the Fear Street trilogy, because I loved watching them during Halloween. I had
Nice.
a hoot and tootin' of a time of that. I also put Three Wise Men and a Baby, just because of that iconic dance scene alone.
Excellent.
Oh my god. Me and my friends are buying that on DVD the second we see it.
Yes. Really? Oh, nice. Yes.
It was so funny. It was part of our Hallmark getting drunk Christmas
Party.
tradition. Surprisingly, there wasn't a lot of times. It did not follow the drinking rules, but gosh darn was it a fun movie to watch.
Oh,
I
right.
was
Oh,
just
yeah.
I was just taking sips of my drink because I was like, I'm just having a good time. Like, this is just great.
If we had a dark horse rating for our Hallmark Christmas movies, that would definitely be it. Because I went into
Top
that going,
10.
I don't know what the hell this movie is. It's probably horrible, and it turned out to be great.
Right?
In
So
the
funny.
worst way possible. It was so bad it was good. It was one of those films.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I also had Turning Red from Pixar.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Because that was a great one. The Adam Project as well. We watched those both the same day.
Yep.
The Glass Onion on Netflix. Highly recommend. I think the follow-up to Knives Out. And it sounds like the director is already planning another one for Netflix.
Ooh, cool. Really?
Again, don't know how. Yeah, I think they've locked him in for at least a couple. So I don't know how many he's going to do, but he's already like writing, or at least he's brainstorming, he said, the next one. So I'm very excited.
Cool. Nice.
Classic kind of whodunit mystery with Daniel Craig. I found that I liked the Glass Onion mystery more than the Knives Out mystery, but I think
really?
Knives Out is funnier than this
Yeah.
one. But that's
Okay,
just my
interesting.
opinion.
Yeah.
And then I put the Fearless documentary, because apparently I've just been watching documentaries all last year. It is all about women's footy in Australia, the game of footy.
Footy?
Obviously I have a bias, but that's fine. And then the last one, again, it was kind of like, it's so bad it's good. I enjoyed the first Escape Room movie.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Which, again, I think that one came out 2019, but watched it just last year, so that's why I'm counting it. But yeah, that one could be in the same boat as like Enchanted, where it's like, I really enjoyed it, but like, is it a top of 2022? Maybe not, but like, I liked it. So kind of like you said, going on the criteria, like, would I watch it again? Yeah, because I did. So
yeah, nice. That's
what that falls under.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so now we have the worst of 2022 for us.
Yes.
What was my thought? Would you like to go again, or would you like me to start off with the shit train?
I'll go first because I feel like I probably don't have as many as you do.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe.
Ready.
I don't know. We'll see.
I
I feel like I watched a lot more like TV series this year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch that many movies. But a lot of the series I did watch I ended up rewatching a lot of like my favorite shows and then catching like the few new seasons, like you said, of Stranger Things or like, National Treasure and stuff like that. So this year hopefully I'll try to like maybe watch more movies, and especially because now we've got the Oscars coming up, so we'll have a lot more movies to watch on the list. And some of the ones that you listed too I haven't watched yet, so I'll have to get those onto the watch list at the top as well. But yeah, so I had 3 down on my list for my least favorites.
Ooh.
And I maybe I didn't pick like, because I feel like there were a few when I went through the list that I was like, yeah, but I wouldn't say it was like my worst favorite. So I think these 3 were probably like my worst favorites, the ones that I just absolutely did not get any enjoyment out of watching them. And so the first one would be Hocus Pocus 2, sadly. But again, like we said, as with most reboots, they tend to lean on the side of, kind of plopping and shitting the bed sort of thing. So
yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2, Thor Love and Thunder was kind of a not so great. I didn't really enjoy that one. Again, it's kind of like for me, if I was talking to somebody who is like super versed into like all of the Marvel stuff and
Mhm.
like up to date with everything, they'd probably be like, "Oh, well, it's because you need to know this and that and the other thing." And me just being a me just being a movie lover and like trying to, just watch it for the enjoyment of it. If there's things in there that I just don't quite get because I'm not like I don't follow up with like all the lore and everything like
Mhm.
that, then it just kind of yeah, it's like okay, well, yeah, for me.
Yeah.
So that was that, and in saying that, also Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I mean,
Mm.
that being said, I felt it was well filmed. Like
Mhm.
all of the visual effects were crazy. Wanda, her part in it was really really cool. I
Mhm.
did enjoy that, but overall, I yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, not so much. And being that it was on the heels of Spider-Man No Way Home,
Yeah.
also I was still like kind of riding that high. So watching this after that, I was like, eh, didn't do it for
Yeah.
me.
Wow. I mean, we'll have to check. This might be a first for us to have Marvel films in our least favorite category.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so surprisingly, once again, we actually share a lot in common with our list.
Really? Okay.
So I said all of the Marvel projects this year are not my favorite.
Really? Ooh,
And
snap.
to be fair, that does not include Miss Marvel, Black Panther 2, and Werewolf by Night, just because I haven't watched them.
Ah.
So they are the only ones in the clear, and Tatiana Maslany, just
Mm,
because. Just because
right,
she's
right.
awesome, so she's not included. She is in her own
Don't
category
hate on
over
her.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, I genuinely like all the Marvel projects this year, and I feel like starting with Doctor Strange 2 was kind of like that domino effect where I was really excited to watch it, and I just felt a little bit let down. I was like, huh. And that was kind of like the trend that just kind of continued with everything. Like, again, like you
Yeah.
said, Thor 4, I kind of felt the same way. Like, again, when I say like these are like my worst, I like you say, like visually, like everything's top notch, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. I just felt like all of them just like didn't reach up to the potential I was hoping that they would. And
Right?
like at the end I was like wanting something more. But granted, like I would sit there like after every single one. And again, all the Moonlight series, the She-Hulk, like all of them. I just kind of was left by the end of them just being like just slightly underwhelmed and just being like, where do we go from here?
Right?
Like I just like I don't know. I just felt so underwhelmed this year with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't say that, or that doesn't mean I'm not gonna watch all the new stuff coming out this year, because I
Yeah.
most likely will, but yeah, I just felt with all their stuff this year, I just felt, I don't know, a little underwhelmed,
Right? It felt
you
like
know?
homework in a sense, where it's like
Oh,
you
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, like I said, if that's the kind of way you have to go about it with the way Marvel's established their cinematic universe, and they're trying to make these episodics with the characters and in
Mhm.
correlation with the comics and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, you have to try to keep up with the Joneses in some aspects, but when it
Yeah.
feels like work and not like enjoyment and entertainment,
Mhm.
then it's just kind of like, oh, well, you're just doing now it's kind of like a, oh, don't miss out, like you don't want to miss any important things
Yeah.
that might happen, even if it's the most minor thing. Like whereas like with the Spider-Man No Way Home, at least, I mean, like, yeah, it had some ties into everything else, but at least for the most part, it was just full on entertainment. There wasn't
Mhm.
really it wasn't like one of those things where it was meant to watch to see what was gonna get catapulted into the
Yeah.
next phase, which did have those aspects, but most of it was just pure entertainment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe that's also maybe a me problem, like watching all, like I think I've said this before, like even starting with all the new Marvel projects, right? Like we had, again, going back to 2021, we had like the Black Widow, which I guess just kind of concluded her story. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then we had Eternal, so we had a lot of space stuff. Then we're into like Doctor Strange, that's all about the multiverse. And I mean, same with Spider-Man No Way Home. But now we've gone into like mystic arts. Now you have Moon Knight, which is all about, the Egyptian gods. But at the same time, the whole show was like, is this really happening in this guy's mind? Like double personality disorder,
Mm,
or double personality disorder, not double. That's a weird
yeah.
way to put it, but and again, like I enjoyed She-Hulk, and I know a lot of people had a lot of bad stuff to say about it because, people just want to say bad things. And I think one of the big things was like the last episode was she did a lot, or not even the last episode, sorry, but in the theory, she did a lot of like uh fourth wall breaking moments. And sometimes like I found that very enjoyable. But at the end, it just felt like they rushed it a little bit to like wrap it up. So then it felt very weird and out of place. But I mean, I guess in her history for comics, like she does do a lot of fourth wall breaking, like not only just talking to the camera, like she literally changed the entire show. Like the whole thing was like, oh, I don't like the way my show's ending, so I'm going to go to Kevin Feige and like change it up.
Okay.
So she like goes through like the Marvel studio. So like that moment's just like really weird. So it's like it's kind of funny, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, what does this all mean?
Yeah.
And again, like I felt underwhelmed. But again, Tatiana Slave, loved her. Was great.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's in her own category. I love her. Don't care. But again, just all these Marvel shows, I just felt really underwhelmed by the end. Like there are enjoyable parts, and like I said, like it's not like the special effects or, you know, everyone does a bang up job, but just by the end I felt underwhelmed and just like, where are we going, Marvel?
Yeah. It's like they were trying to establish too many universes at the same time.
Like I said, I'll still probably watch all the Marvel films next year or this year, so.
Yeah, and we could talk about Marvel and what it's doing right and wrong until we're blue in the face, but
basically. I just
such
hope
is
for
life.
Right? I'm just hoping for something better. That's all.
Yeah. I
That
feel
is
like
all.
like I mean, we've got James Gunn as DC's creative homeboy.
Creative
So,
homeboy.
You know, maybe there's some shifts coming. There's it seems like there's a lot of creatives who are out there who are wanting to tell new stories and you know, shake things up and bring something new to the table. So we have high hopes. We'll see what happens.
High hopes. And then I also put the Book of Boba Fett, which is kind of the same thing, where it's like if you didn't watch the Clone Wars cartoon, I genuinely don't think you'll have an enjoyment out of the series, and I personally didn't. Really, I think it was also a way to like wrap up some parts of The Mandalorian because it's coming out. Its new season is coming out this March, so
Right.
I just did not care for the Book of Boba Fett. Everyone liked it. Did not give a shit for it. I also put, is it cake? Yes, the show is cake.
I forgot about that.
Fucking awful. I also put Morbius in its own category because it's its own special kind of bad.
I was wondering if you were going to throw that in there.
Fuck yeah. I also threw in the Blockbuster TV series from Netflix. Just not good. Did not enjoy it. And again, these movies technically came out in 2021, but I threw in Licorice Pizza because it was so awful you could not pay me to watch it again. And I did not enjoy Nightmare Alley. You could not pay me again. Yeah. Although I think I'd rather watch that one before Licorice Pizza again.
Yeah.
Another one I just did not enjoy. Also, this one had a very confusing release schedule, but I think it technically finally came out in 2022, was Death on the Nile.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the follow-up to the Orient Express. I just felt it was the setup took way too long, and the actual, like, mystery-solving aspect was very short. So I just kind of was like, this is a lot of waiting for a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Not so much payoff.
Right? And last, I also threw in Escape Room 2, because that was awful. Escape Room 1 was so much better. And I also put Bullet Train, even though that one was like, it was one of those ones like kind of like Disenchanted where it was in the middle for me, but it leaned more into the worst category than good category.
Yeah. I ended up watching it the past couple of weeks while I was sick. And I ended up like tuning out, I think. Halfway through, if not a little bit more. I tried to get through it, but I was just kind of like, after a while.
I think my hairdresser put it best that it was a Kill Bill wannabe.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that's the best.
Very much Quentin Tarantino vibes. Like, some of the, like, there was some funny moments. I found, like, the banter between Aaron Taylor Johnson and the guy who played Lemon. Is his name? Yeah. I thought he was funny. They were funny. And a little bit of the banter with Brad Pitt was kind of funny. But it just wasn't, I felt like I was watching to wait for those moments instead of it just, like, kind of carrying through fluidly.
Isn't it also wild that, like, his whole stick is, like, I don't want to kill people, so he doesn't take a gun, and yet he still kills people?
Yeah, he finds
without
other
a
ways
gun
to do it. Yeah.
Right? Like, sometimes it's, like, a funny accident, so then it's like, oh, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. But other times it's like, you deliberately did that action, like...
Yeah.
I think I said it last, so I think I did a small review on it.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Last year. But I think that still stands where it's like a thread, but then like everything, once you start pulling it apart, it has like no substance to it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, those are all my worstest of 2022.
Damn, yep.
Right? Didn't have that much more than you.
No, I was gonna say, I feel like for the most part, like this year, I feel like this past year was kind of a write-off with everything, because it was like, well, I don't know, I feel like we had an even amount of faves, an even amount of least faves. Well, I guess we'll see what we have for our dark horses and stuff, but like, yeah, I feel like in years past we've had like more faves than least faves, and then other times we've had more least faves than faves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know, like even looking back at some of the stuff, like there's some stuff that I really, really liked this year. And I feel like there's some stuff that I've definitely been like, ugh. I feel like that's the theme. There was like, if I didn't like something, it was just because I was like let down by something.
Yeah.
Or like I was just like, well, this is just, There was nothing that was like, wow, this is an insult to cinema. Spit in my face kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It was just like, these are very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Blah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, let's move on to our favorite category, the dark horse.
Woohoo!
So, Miss Kendra, what is your dark horse of 2022?
Okay. So I picked 4 dark horses.
4?
Because, well, 2 of them I forgot came out this year, but then when I saw that they did, I was like, oh yeah, and then I was like, yeah, those are definitely dark horses for me. So so the first one I picked was Turning Red. Because you had recommended it. You said it was super funny, and you kept singing like the boy band song all the time. So I was like, hey, I gotta check this out. Like, this sounds like it's gonna be a fun time. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad. I hear that it's an Oscar nomination, so we'll get into that. Or we've either already got into it, depending on when this episode comes out. So that'll be cool. We'll talk about that more. But then the 2 that I forgot had come out this year and did watch and were pleasantly surprised are Senior Year, which you and I watched together with Rebel Wilson.
I totally forgot to add that. Damn.
So that one we were like, what is this? Okay, let's just try. We had like no expectations, and it was a pleasantly surprising movie. It was a classic Rebel Wilson like shenanigans and funny. There was a lot of good like musical moments, and yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a sweet movie.
Damn, I totally forgot about that.
Right? So that one's on Netflix, I believe. So if anybody wants to go check that out, highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Rebel Wilson, if you're a fan of Pitch Perfect and that kind of like comedy, you'll like this movie. It's really good. And then the other one was okay, well, I'll say I added Enola Holmes into that mix because, again, it was a recommendation that you gave to me. I was intrigued by your review on it, so I wanted to check it out, and I was pleasantly surprised. But then the last one is a show on, or is it a movie? I can't remember if it's a movie or a show on Disney Plus. It might be a movie, but it's called Prey. And it, my dad was the one who was watching it at the time, and I kind of tuned in a little bit later watching it with him, not really knowing what it was. I thought he was just kind of watching like a nature documentary kind of thing, or like a history documentary. And then after a while, I noticed that there was like references to the Predator in it, like the movie The Predator. And so I was like, oh, what is this? And yeah, it was like, it's a brand new series or movie. I'm pretty sure it's a movie.
Was the one that was filmed here in Alberta?
Yes. Yeah. So
wait, what did you say it was called?
Prey.
Oh, I thought you said prayer.
Oh,
okay,
no,
that makes
Prey with an E.
Way makes more sense. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's basically a prequel to The Predator. And it takes place kind of like I don't even know what year it's supposed to be, but like I call it old Western times, I guess, in that aspect. But it's about an indigenous girl and her tribe, and she's kind of trying to prove herself as a warrior, and she ends up kind of encountering this alien species thing, which it turns out to be the Predator, and the whole movie's kind of like a survival thing where she's trying to figure out what this is, why it's hunting her, how she can hunt it, why it's attacking her tribe, and if she can bring it back, she can be kind of proven as a warrior for her tribe and stuff, which is pretty cool. Nice. It sounds like there's going to be a continuation of the project. I don't know if it's a continuation of her storyline, but it sounds like they're going to do more. And considering like we've had a couple of Predator movies past that kind of tanked, I thought this one was really, really well done.
Nice.
So yeah, it was enjoyable, and it was I added it to my dark horse list because I was shocked at the time when, like I said, when my dad was watching it, I had no idea what it was, and then once I started to piece it together, I was like, "What? This is Predator? Wow, this is really cool."
I heard
So,
some
yeah.
good things about it. Yeah, good things.
Mhm.
But me too scared, so it never happening. But maybe I will just support the Alberta film. I think most of it was shot here in Alberta.
I believe so. Yes.
I don't want to say all, just in case I'm wrong. I think a good chunk of it.
Yeah, I believe so. Which I also
Oh.
found out too, because I know you mentioned Nightmare Alley earlier, but Nightmare Alley had some, like, it was filmed in Calgary or some parts of Alberta as well,
Really?
which I had no idea. Yeah, I was like, really?
I just assumed
Yeah.
it was all filmed behind a green screen somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Interesting. Well, that's very
Yeah.
cool as well.
Yeah.
I will say I only have 2 for my dark horse pictures, and both of ones I've already mentioned, but they were just so good that, again, I have Coda just because, again, it was
Hell yeah.
so good. And like I said, if you ever get even like a 3-month free trial of Apple TV, like that is top of the list. It's such a good film. It's so funny, so much heart. Love it. And again, the other one I added was the Light of Magic documentary because
Nice.
it just watching it changed my mind about filmmaking. It made me feel inspired about filmmaking again. Like it just, like I said, if you really enjoy film, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's not just for people who like Star Wars.
And Kaylee has a full in-depth review on one of our other episodes, so we'll leave another link up there so you can check it out.
It's somewhere. I don't know where, but it's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
I guess the last thing to wrap up is what movies we're looking forward to or TV shows we're looking forward to in 2023.
Oh God, I forgot to do that.
I did too. So I brought up a list really quickly.
Oh,
I
good
Googled.
idea. Maybe I should do that too. I'll do that quickly.
But
Okay,
some ones we've already kind of touched on. Season 3 of Only Murders in the Building, and
Yes.
finally, Ted Lasso season 3 is
Hell
slated for
yeah.
the spring. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited for my parents to stop fucking asking me when it's going to be released. Oh my God. Like, I love my family, but literally, we'll watch a show, and then my dad's like, so when's season 2 coming out? Next week? I'm like, no. What? Do you know how movies work? Do you know how anything works? And part of me is like, he's just fucking with me, right? He's just fucking with me. But another part of me is like, no, I don't think so. I think he's genuinely confused. I don't get it. And it's just very... But yeah, so in TV, I mean, obviously, those are 2 big things I'm really hyped for. Again, I know a lot of people have been shitting on it, but I'm excited for the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
I'm intrigued. I'm trying so hard to picture Chris Pratt as Mario. So I think that's like...
Have you seen any of the trailers with him doing his quote-unquote Mario voice?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll save you some time. It's not good. Everyone else, though, sounds great so far.
Okay.
So it is weird that, like, they're like, okay, Chris Pratt, what do you think Mario should sound like? And they're like, yeah, cool. We will go with that. But I know a lot of people have been theorizing online. I don't know if it's true or not, because they released a trailer way back last year in October-ish, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And the voice was not well received because it was supposed to be slated to be out last year, but a lot of people are theorizing because maybe people haven't liked the way Chris Pratt has done the voice, that maybe they're like, okay, we have time to like fix it, because they've pushed it back a couple times, but I think it's for sure slated for this April. So
okay, cool.
Maybe it'll be different. I'm going in with an open perspective. I'm excited.
Nice.
And then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I think is going to be the last one, or at least the last one directed by James Gunn, because you never know with Marvel. They'll probably maybe come back, maybe make a Volume 4. I don't know. I'm excited. Ooh, and then we have Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse coming out.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be, I know at one point they said there was going to be a part 1 and part 2, but as I Google it, it does not indicate that it's a part. Yeah, it is. It's very small font, but I believe there's a part 1. It's over 2 fucking hours. I'm so pumped.
Oh my God.
Let's see. No, I am not excited for Willy Wonka. I just could care less.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the list here and I saw Wonka and I was like, what?
I just don't care. I know everybody's like, "Oh wow, well Timothy Chalamet." I'm like, no, I don't care. Stop making that movie. It's stupid. I
Right?
hate
I
it.
said at some point there has to be a line that gets drawn. Like Gene Wilder will always be the best Willy Wonka. That movie has nostalgia and just is such a great story. And yeah, I
Um,
see there's another Indiana Jones movie that's coming out. I'm excited for that because I loved. I know everyone has their opinions on the Crystal Skull, but I actually really enjoy all of the Indiana Jones movies.
Okay, the
And then
Barbie movie, which is wild to me. I don't know what that's
again,
about.
one I'm
but
just intrigued to see because I'm like,
yeah.
Ryan Gosling is Ken, and like, what is happening? Like, what is this supposed to be? Is this going to be some sort of twisted aspect or twisted take on Barbie, or are we actually like doing some sort of like funny slapstick kind of thing? You know, like, what is this? Next month, I believe, is when Shazam: Fury of the Gods comes out. I'm excited for
Ooh.
that because I gotta go support my boy
Yes.
Zachary Levi.
The fucking Flash movie, if it ever decides to fucking come out.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. All right, I can tell you right now that one's probably gonna go on my least faves for next year.
Ken just like, I already wrote it down.
Yeah,
We're
it's
good to
already
go.
pre-planned. The Little Mermaid. I'm excited to see what that
Ooh.
one's gonna be like.
Yes. Oh, we have Dune Part 2.
Yes, Dune Part 2. There's
oh,
another John Wick movie coming out.
Yeah, I've still haven't watched the first one, so I'm behind on life. There is a I keep saying trailers for it right now because it's coming out in March, but Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
I was gonna say there's been a lot of hype around that.
Honestly, it could be a banger. It could be a banger.
It could be a dark horse.
Although then I can never bother my brother ever again by calling him a nerd. So
Another Scream movie? Good lord.
yeah, I think that's coming out like next month. Oh, where was that? Oh, yeah, I'm not pumped for Knock at the Cabin Door. That looks so pretentious. It's redonkulous.
Same thing with I see there's two here that just look absolutely ridiculous, but Cocaine Bear.
Oh, yes.
And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I do see the yeah.
I don't understand, but yeah, no thanks. A hard pass for me.
That's for, that's for another crowd of people,
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
they like. That's what they like. Not mine.
Yep.
Oh, we got the new Pixar film, Elemental.
Yep.
Again, literally, Pixar could be like, here's a story about a fart, and I'd go watch it. I'd be like, wow, this is so in-depth, and like, wow, Pixar's
it's
done it
relatable,
again.
it's emotional.
I cried at the end. The silent but deadly. Like, literally, they could slap anything on and I'll fucking watch it. So, again, but to be fair, there's not a whole lot out, at least story-wise, about it, but
yeah,
that's kind of been their jam. They don't say anything about the story, and then bam, you cry at the end.
Yeah, right?
What else do we have? Disney's Haunted Mansion, Peter Pan and Wendy.
Which I don't understand why they're doing that again, because there's been so many adaptations of that. There's Evil Dead Rise, another one that's probably going to be really, really just, I mean, we'll see. The reboot of the original was a big hit. It was very scary, but wasn't my jam. The Nun 2, which I'm already like, nah, I don't know about that.
None of that.
None of that. Good one.
I know. I'm so good. I think that's a cop out what my brother said too about the National Treasure episode where they're at the nuns at the church.
Yeah.
I think he said they're having none of that, and I was like, get the fuck out. It's like, Jesus Murphy.
Nice.
But it's come full circle, and I've used it.
See, I'm reading right off of Google, so I don't know if any of these are actually like legit or if some of these are just like clickbait. Because I see one here that's the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Is that legit?
That's legit.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm excited. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, because that's all I see. I don't know. It's the list seems very underwhelming, but again, like there could be stuff that are far out,
right?
Oh yeah, the Blue Beetle's coming out. Well, we hope, because apparently DC is just. We could talk about that another time, but they are just. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Yep,
they're having a fun time. What's this? Craven the Hunter. I guess why?
Some of these we're gonna have to do some like research on to figure out.
I agree. I feel in past years we were like, whoa, this is coming out. Whoa, that's coming out. Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm kind of like, this all's coming out, bitches. What the? I'm just kidding. Like
now, I also heard there was like a True Lies reboot that was being made. I think it's a TV series. It's based off of the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
Don't mess with it, Jesus.
Right? It's just like, why are we remaking all these things?
But there's still some ones on there I'm excited for, and I'm sure as the year progresses, there are going to be more and more, and again, more series to watch. So,
oh yeah, yep.
I'm slightly optimistic about 2023.
Right? Yes.
That's a weird. I can't believe I said that right. 2023.
And
Wow.
I like too that we do have you said there's the odd Marvel film here and there and stuff like that, but it looks like there's a variety of movies, not just solely Marvel or solely DC, solely Disney kind of stuff. It's nice that there's a few other things in there that we're looking forward to.
But yeah, we'll have to see where this year takes us, but that'll do it for today's episode.
And you guys will have to keep watching because we'll be reviewing everything as it comes out.
Exactly. But thank you so much for watching today's episode. Let us know what your favorites and least favorites and dark horse pictures of this year is by letting us know in those wonderful comments down below. If you also would like to leave a little like-see on this video, we would like that very much. And please subscribe, because we are two pretty fantastic gals. And like Kendra said, we're going to be talking about movies, books, games, and everything in between. So,
oh yeah.
We hope you're along for the ride this year, but until next time, see ya, cinema peeps, and watch all
Happy
the
New
content.
Year.
Yeah, happy fucking New Year. I know we were sick and late, but now we're here, baby.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
But yes. Watch all the content. Ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
Muggy,
Bye-bye. Muggy, muggy.
And slap. Pretend to do claps because we just don't know what to do with ourselves.
After you.